Ugly. That's the word which comes up into my mind very often every time we open up discussion about this tank. I'm Neil and this is my review of M6A2E1 Experiment. Welcome to my channel, I'm Neil and I would like to thank you very much. Why I want to thank you? Well, in 24th of December, on a Christmas Eve, this channel reached 1000 subscribers. And that's the reason why I would like to thank you. It's a very nice Christmas present and it was this year's goal. My goal to reach 1000 subscribers. And I really like to thank you all for supporting me from the beginning or throughout the year. So really thank you very much. I'm going to do a bold step and I'm going to set myself a new goal. This time we will add one more zero at the end, so I really hope we will reach 10,000 subscribers this year. I know it sounds like a big step, but with enough support from you guys and enough work on my side, I think we can achieve that. Anyway, as we reach 1000 subscribers, I want to thank you somehow. The first thank you was starting of the series, where I'm going to play stock tanks, and first one was Stirrer Emil. Second one obviously looks like, thanks to community tab and the pool, next one will be Leopard PDA, but we'll see. I'll give it a few days. Hopefully the T28 prototype will win. If not, it will be painful games. And yeah, I'd like to make a small giveaway. The giveaway will be that 5 people at the end of this month will win 3,250 gold in the form of Steam gift cards. So, how to attend? Well, you will need to be subscribed and you will need to comment in the videos. Every comment which will happen from now on till end of the January will be part of the draw. And we'll pick 5 of them. The winners will be announced in community tab as a separate message from me. Alright, that's it. Let's get into the review. M6A2E1 Experimental. Tank which is widely ignored by Blitz audience. The underdog which many underestimate when considering getting one, and yet it is painful to meet. History is rather short, as M6A2E1 is basically an attempt to improve M6 capabilities to fight fortified positions. The idea was to put T29 turret on M6 hull with improved armor. The project was proposed to General Eisenhower in August 1944 and he dismissed it as impractical, so pretty short one. So while M6 hull was unaltered, they still put T29 turret on it for testing of the turret itself and T29 gun as well. In World of Tanks Blitz, M6A2E1 Experimental is basically another very well armored heavy tank in tier 8, and it feels like a mixture of tanks we already know. Starting with the gun, it is exactly the same gun as on T34. That means poor DPM with 400 alpha damage. Gun handling is alright, it is a bit better than T34 have. Aim time is a bit better than most of heavily armored heavies, but within the class it is rather average. The very same applies to gun dispersion and dispersion on the move as well. Coming back to DPM, the DPM is so poor, it is the poorest in tier 8 heavy class and one of the worst in the whole tier. Even T34 have higher DPM, which is well known for pretty low DPM already. T34 is well known for its brilliant penetration for a heavy tank, and we can find that on this tank as well, as they share the same gun. Continuing about the DPM, you don't care about DPM actually. If you trade shots with other heavies, they and most of them have a long reload time as well, So if they will reload in 2 seconds faster, no one cares. They will peek out and wait for it. And in that moment you should use the other great asset of the tank, and that's the armor. This armor, if you face it, it's brilliant. But we'll start from the sides before we'll analyze the front. Front is pretty complex, so let's go with the side. The side is 44 millimeters, and that's very low. The main problem with side is you can penetrate it. You can penetrate it basically almost at any angle. If you angle it like this, you will bounce shots, but you can't use your tank. You might bait out less skilled people, but anyone who is skilled enough will just ignore this side. If you're over angle, which is very easy in this case, they will go in. You see, this 180 millimeters of effective armor. Basically, T-44 can penetrate you on this angle, so this is not a side scraper and it was never meant to be. The rear is no better, that's 41 millimeters. The turret is 89. The side of the turret is 90, so this tank is not meant to be shot from the side or the rear. And this is very similar with M4 MLE49, the AMX French tier 8 heavy tank. So the main armor and the main asset of this armor is the front, and you can see that's 266 millimeters of effective armor on the upper plate and 280 on the lower plate. And this is very tall tank, so you are basically shooting like this most of the time in, let's say, IS-3, right? So you can't penetrate it almost with a premium ammo. Then, so this is pretty cool if we fight with low tanks. But what about the high tanks? Well, the high tanks still have to go through 250 millimeters, but the way you should play this is it hold down, but not like hold down like T-34 where you cover all your hull. You can just angle your tank, like you see the 10 degrees. Imagine you show a bit of your upper hull. You have 328 millimeters, 330 millimeters of effective armor, and you are very okay to be shot at place. Be aware on these cheeks, see these parts here, because if someone will shoot you through the tracks, there's 135 millimeters, so that's penable for sure. So keep this part available, so they will try to shoot. Why I'm saying to do that? Because if you are going in a proper hold down, there's a big weak spot, and that's this turret ring. It is round all around the tank, so it's always easy to penetrate it if you are shooting to the flat part. There's 88 millimeters, so if you are angling your tank like this, it is very hard to hit that ring. And the tank basically it's covering its own cupola very effectively, so in this case this tank is becoming very hard to pen. But very hard to pen, that's still kind of questionable. You can still shoot on these sides, because here is 90 millimeters and the effective armor here is only 136, so it is good hold down. It is not as great as T-34. If you are shooting at this tank, try to shoot very sides of the tank, not this part, like, you know, it just in the middle between the mantlet and the very edge. You can get there, you can shoot and go through it. But most of the time I felt very confident being at this angle, fighting others, baiting out their shots, and they always try to pen me, and without any success. It is brilliant hull down tank when you angle your hull. When you are going like this, not so much. Like this, it's pretty cool. So, gun is not that great, armor is good and it isn't. What about mobility? Well, it is just like an armor. It is good and it isn't. The top speed is second worst in the class, but it is not bad at all. Thanks to its power to weight ratio, M6A2E1 competes with the fastest heavies in the tier. Sure, if we ignore MX5100, because that's not really a heavy tank. So, all in all, this is pretty good tank. Jack of all trades, but master of none. This figure of speech is exactly what describes M6A2E1 Experimental the best. It have great turret, yet not the best. It have the great hull armor, yet not the best. It have great mobility, yet not the best. And it have rather okay gun. At the end, this tank is not competition to T-34, it is competition to many heavily armored heavies, and a good one. I really enjoy playing it, and as you might have guessed from the title of the game, I'm still waiting for my master badge, as the bar is set really high. So far I got first class badge with 3.8 thousand damage. So, is it worth getting one? For sure it is. So, welcome to Himmelsdorf, and this is a second class replay actually, but I think this one will demonstrate the strength of this tank the best. You've already seen the first class during my speech. Now let's see how you can use this frontal upper plate and the turret. We are going to fight here this AS5, T20 at the end, and then the T28 will come in, and you know that have pretty good gun. We already bounced the first 400 damage shot, T28 is here, so I'm going to use this little hill to angle my front and to bait out shots, so they can try and put the shots into my frontal upper plate and to the turret, and we will survive without any issues. Yeah, in the meantime, this tank really reminds me, I would say, rather slow AMX M4 MLE 49, and with bit stronger hull armor. You see, we bounce loads of shots just by baiting them out, by angling our upper hull, by moving up and down, and then, oh yeah, this one penetrated. But other than that, you see what you can do with this tank, and just bait the shots, let them shoot you while they will bounce, and you can then put very safe shots into them. We are, how much? 2 minutes in the game, I bounced 2000 damage already, and I did 1800. It's not much, but you know, dealing damage with the lowest DPM heavy in the tier is always hard. You can collect as much bounces as you want, and that's pretty sweet. Yeah, 2500 damage, 2200 damage bounced. Lovely, lovely game. Very short one actually, 2.5 minutes. Sweet, sweet game, sweet win. All right, I think that's it. You see, second class, we've been hit where it is 8 times, and we bounced 6 shots out of them. That's 75%. Very, very sweet. So yeah, I really like this tank, and it's really, really good. Still, the best heavy tank in tier 8 from my point of view will be AMX M4 MLE 49. Very close might be VK, but let's say MLE is the best. It's mobile, it have great frontal armor. This one is very same mobile, it have very good frontal armor, but AMX can do a bit more, can move faster and can side scrape actually. This one just doesn't side scrape. If you're going to side scrape, you are dead. So yeah, I would like to thank you very much for supporting me again and for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like and click the subscribe button, and yeah, that way you will be part of the giveaway. I hope I'll see you in next video, and in the meantime I wish you loads of Great games, loads of ammo boxes and engine fires. Obviously not yours, theirs. See you guys.